We are in for such a crazy story today. Former University of Iowa hospital employee used a fake identity for 35 years. And yes, y'all, he even had the dude committed, the one whose identity was stolen, committed to a mental health institution. Y'all, this is a true story and it's absolutely wild. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to read everything. I was like, nah, it just gets crazier and crazier. Let's get into it. A former University of Iowa hospital employee pleaded guilty to federal charges that he had been living under another man's identity since 1988, causing the other man to be falsely imprisoned for identity theft and sent to a mental hospital. What? You stole my identity. I'm telling the cops and everyone that you stole my identity. They say you're not you, Alex. Alex, you're not you. We're going to lock you up and put you in the pen. We're going to put you in the hospitals. Okay? Wow. Let's get into this. Matthew David Cairns, 58 years old, was convicted of one count of false statement to a National Credit Union Administration insured institution, punishable by up to 30 years in federal prison, and one count of aggravated identity theft, punishable by up to 2 years in federal prison. Cairns worked as a system architect in the hospital's IT department from June 28, 2013 to July 20th, 2023, when he was terminated for misconduct related to identity theft investigation. Although a news release from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Iowa states Cairns was an administrator for the hospital, a hospital representative said he was not a senior leader in said organization. Cairns worked at the hospital under the name William Donald Woods, an alias he had been using since about 1988, when he worked with the real William Woods at a hot dog cart in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So this is how he found out, all right, this is the dude I'm gonna use. So it wasn't just some random. He knew, okay, this was my employee. This was my coworker. I work with this guy. I know what this guy looks like. I know who he is. I'm gonna steal his identity. Now we're going to get into the use of Woods's, the real guy's, identity. Cairns used Woods' identity in every aspect of his life, including obtaining employment, insurance, and official documents, and even paying taxes under that name. Wow. In 1990, Cairns obtained a fraudulent Colorado identification card with Woods' name and birthday. He used the ID to get a job at a fast food restaurant and to get a Colorado bank account. He bought a car for $600 in 1991 using Woods' name, with two $300 checks that bounced. He drove the stolen car to Idaho, where it broke down, and he then abandoned it. He withdrew all the money from the Colorado bank using an ATM in Idaho and left the state. An arrest warrant was issued for Woods in Colorado because of the stolen car, though documents don't indicate whether he was arrested at that time. It wasn't the first time Cairns has stolen a car. When he was 16, he stole a car after running away from his adoptive parents in San Francisco. He was arrested at the time in Oregon under his own name, but never appeared in court. In 1994, 6 years after he started using Woods' name, Cairns got married. He had a child whose last name was Woods. When they said that he used his stuff in every aspect of life, they weren't joking, yo. You even named your kid. What? In 2012, 24 years after he started using Woods' name, Cairns fraudulently acquired a copy of Woods' birth certificate from the state of Kentucky using information he found on Ancestry.com. By 2013, Cairns had moved to eastern Wisconsin. He started his IT job with UI Hospitals and worked remotely. He earned more than $700,000 in his 10 years working for the hospital. In 2023, his salary was $140,501, according to the hospital. So, I mean, This dude seemed like either he really finessed his way in there or he actually was smart. And maybe that's why he got away with this crime for over 3 decades. That's why he got away with this crime, in my opinion, for so long. Because, I mean, the guy, he got these IT jobs and he's doing this and he's doing that, and obviously nobody was looking at that time. But let's continue. Karens obtained multiple vehicle and personal loans from Iowa credit unions under Woods' name. And of course, you don't have any of the stuff really. I mean, it's attached to you, but you know what I mean? And I'm curious if one day he was like, well, I'm not Woods today, I'm Karen's, or I'm Karen's today, not Woods. Or I wonder if he ever did that, or if everyone just knew him solely as Woods. But let's continue. Under his name between 2016 and 2022, totaling more than $200,000. This is from the multiple vehicle and personal loans. He also had money stored in a national bank under Woods' name. The court documents allege, they state. Now let's move on to Woods' arrest. Which Woods is that? I wish you Woods, okay? In 2019, the real William Woods was homeless, living in Los Angeles. He went to a branch of the National Bank and explained that he recently discovered someone was using his credit and had accumulated a lot of debt. Woods did not want to pay the debt and asked to know the account numbers for any accounts he had opened in the bank so he could close them. Because I'm like, I'm not paying some man's debt. Someone obviously stole my identity. I'm not about to pay this. So what else is attached to my name? Please let me know. Woods gave the bank employee his real social security card and an authentic California identification card, which matched the information the bank had on file. Okay, what's the problem? Because there was a large amount of money in the accounts, the bank employee asked Woods a series of questions and he was unable to answer them. Probably, what's your favorite color? What street did you grow up on? What middle school did you go to? Maybe it was, what's your dog's name? Maybe he could answer some, but it was probably some things that were so specific to Karen's. It was like, I don't know. How would I know? I don't know this guy. But let's continue. The bank employee called Karen's, whose the phone number was connected to the accounts, answered the security questions correctly. Of course, you're using someone else's stuff. All he has is, this is my name, this is my social. Now they're asking you the privacy, personal questions. You know him because you made them up. He doesn't know him because he doesn't even, how would he know? How would he know your stuff? He answered the security questions correctly and said no one in California should even have access to my accounts. What's going on? The employee called the LAPD. The officers spoke with Woods and Karen's. Karen's faxed the LA officers a copy of Woods's social security card and birth certificate, as well as a Wisconsin driver's license Karen's had acquired under Woods' name. The driver's license had the name William David Woods. David is Karen's real middle name, rather than William Donald Woods. When questioned, Karen told an LAPD officer he sometimes used David as a middle name, but his real name was William Donald Woods. So he even messed up. He was like, well, I put David, but it was Donald. Oopsie. People call me Biff and I'm Dick. I mean, come on. Right. The real Woods was arrested and charged with identity theft and false impersonation under a misspelling of Karen's name, Matthew Karen's. Because Woods continued to insist throughout the judicial process that he was William Woods and not Matthew Karen's, a judge ruled February 2020 that he was not mentally competent to stay on trial, and he was sent to a mental hospital in California where he received psychotropic medication, other mental health treatment. And he was not lying. In March 2021, Woods pleaded no contest to the identity theft charges, meaning he accepted the conviction but did not admit his guilt because he's not guilty. He was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment with credits for 2 years he already served in the county jail and a hospital and was thus released. He was also ordered to pay $400 in fines and to stop using the name William Woods, which is his birth name. What? He did not stop. Because this is my name. Because Alex, you can't use the name Alex anymore. That's my name. What are you talking about? Okay. He did not stop. Woods continued to attempt to regain his identity by filing consumer disputes with financial organizations in an attempt to clear his credit report. He also reached out to multiple law enforcement agencies, including the Heartland Police Department in Wisconsin, where Karens lived. Now we're going to get into the UI investigation of this. Woods eventually discovered where Karens was working, and in January 2023, he reached out to the University of Iowa Hospital Security Department, who referred his complaint to the University of Iowa Police Department. University of Iowa Police Department Ian Mallory opened an investigation into the case. Mallory found the biological father listed on Woods' birth certificate, which both Woods and Karen had sent him an official copy of, and tested the father's DNA against Woods' DNA, and they proved Woods was this man's son. So that's what was the big thing with this case. All right. Well, I don't know. Your stuff seems credible. You seem, well, you got the birth certificate and you got the social security card, but I don't know. This dude is successful. He's making money. He's had this job, and you have been homeless, and your last employment was like working at a hot dog stand. So, and you've been to jail, and the psych ward. I don't know. Let me go and look on birth certificate. Living relatives. Your dad's still alive. Let me go and try him out. You go and get his DNA. Oh shoot. My bad. Our bad. Oh, you weren't lying this whole time. Oopsie. Okay, let's continue. In July 17th, 2023, Mallory, this is the one who was investigating, interviewed Karens, the fraud. He asked Karens what his father's name was, and Karens accidentally gave the name of his own adoptive father. Mallory then confronted Karens with the DNA evidence. Karens responded by saying, "My life is over and everything is gone." He then confessed to the prolonged identity theft according to court documents. I wonder how long that took. I wonder how long that really took. Like, okay, dude, we got the jig is up and you're done. We got you, man. We got you. All right, here's the DNA. All right, well, you got me. It's only been 38 years. Are you kidding me? Now let's move on to the charges. Karens was taken into custody July 18th, 2023, and charged in Johnson County with false use of a birth certificate and providing false identification information. He pleaded guilty August 14th to false use of birth certificate, and other charges were dropped. He was sentenced to 20 days in Johnson County Jail with credit for time served. In August 29th, a complaint was filed in federal court against Karens. He was indicted December 12th on 5 counts of false statements to a National Credit Union Administration insured institution and 2 counts of aggravated identity theft. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of each charge, and the other counts were dropped. Why? Because you pleaded guilty? A sentencing has not been scheduled. Karens is currently in the custody of U.S. Marshal Service, according to the news. Now, here's the thing. What's going to happen to our main dude? I mean, what's happening to him? Woods, I mean, is he not going to get money or something? I mean, you did lock him up, false imprisonment. I will sue the state. I will sue the county. I'm suing Karens. I'm getting his yearly salary times 10 in payments. I mean, are you kidding me? The dude stole for 38 years and you locked the real guy up. And thank goodness his father was still alive, but you locked the real guy up, 1. Then you even put him in a mental institution. You said, "Nah, we don't believe you," even though he has official documentation that says, "Here's my stuff." And you're like, "Yeah, but I mean, we don't actually believe you." And then now it's like, okay, well, we got the guy who's been impersonating you, but what happens to me? Do I get some money? Do I get some money? Okay. Am I getting some money? I mean, what's going on? And then the article just ends like, yeah, pretty much F Woods. Yeah, our bad. I know we gave you some psychotropic, we gave you some mental health, evaluations. I know we did some stuff. Come on, mistakes happen, right? Y'all, I hope that man sues. I really hope he sues. We gonna sue the hospital, the state mental health institution. We're gonna sue these credit bureaus. We're gonna sue the state. We're gonna sue the city. We're gonna sue the county. We're gonna sue Karens. We're gonna sue his son, his baby. We're gonna sue his wife. We're gonna sue his dad. We suing everybody. Okay. Oh goodness, this was such a crazy story. I'm like, how? This long, now, and it seemed like it took him a while to go to the bank and be like, okay, go to the institution, the credit institution, and be like, I think someone stole my identity. So granted, oh well, he was homeless, he was probably on drugs. It doesn't matter. You don't just up and steal someone's stuff. He probably supplied him with some drugs or something. You know what I mean? Oh well, this is just me talking. Okay, now, allegedly, this is just me talking. But he probably went and supplied him with some stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me go steal your stuff, whatever. That is some slimy, greasy stuff that went on. But, child, let me know what you all think down below.